Can you tell me who am I?
Yes.
Champion.
Barack Obama.
Thank you. 2 years back, when I started my journey in Toastmaster, I did my first icebreaker speech, where I told who I am. Today, I am doing my 10th speech, and I am going to reveal who am I. Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmaster and guests, good evening.
Good evening.
Aristotle once said, the difference between an educated person and an uneducated person is the difference between a living person and a dead person. I did my mechanical engineering from Theological College of Engineering during the year 1990 to 1994. In our college, we had almost 200 odd students, most of them from a very poor background. Even for a fees of 5,000, some of them find it difficult to pay. When we finished the graduation, everyone was running out from the college like a bee coming out of the beehive to find out further career or their work path. As time passed by, I lost contact with most of them. During the year 2005, one of our friends decided to gather all our college mates under one umbrella. With the help of social networking sites, within a few weeks and months, we were able to get in almost 160 students. It was a very happy moment for us to see each and every one of us occupying different position, working in different place. Some CEO, consultant, engineer, manager, they're all shining in their life. After a few weeks, we decided it's time that we give back something to the society. So we started chalking out various plans. We came up with various plans like, let's give money to the poor people, let's take care of old age, let's educate children. Since we realized the position and the money and the life what we are having currently is due to our education, we decided to put education first. To do this, we came up with an idea to start an NGO or non-government organization where we will collect funds and give to the beneficiary. It was completely organized and arranged by our college students. We all worked on a volunteer basis. Funds are donated from friends, families and associates. For the last 5 years, we have been educating more than 100 to 150 students per year who are economically backward, who cannot afford to pay the school fees. We don't discriminate in terms of religion, race or gender. All we ask the beneficiary is only one thing. When they come up in their life, when they start earning salary, they have to ensure that they educate one child at least per year. So this we try to inculcate in the minds of these young children so that in the future they will remember what they received and they will give back to the society. I am the current president of the trust and we have been extremely supporting the economically backward students. We don't go and donate our money to any charity and ask them to do the job. We get people within our contacts. It could be a son of a maid or a daughter of a driver who is struggling to make his son or daughter study. This way, we help to the people who are unable to get help from the society or from other education institutions. Let me narrate one small incident. Malala Yousafzai, she is a Pakistani. 2 years back, she was 12 years old. She is living in a place called Swat Valley, which is predominantly controlled by Taliban militants. Taliban militants demolished more than 150 schools. They decided the girls should not go to school. Malala wrote in BBC blogs and other sites, and she was trying to achieve the goal to get education for the children at the age of 12. This got international attention, and due to overwhelming pressure from everyone, finally they reopened the schools. She was very happy to go to school and want to make sure all the children get their birthright, which is to get at least the primary education. During 9th October 2012, Malala was coming back in the school bus. Suddenly there is a loud explosion and the driver has to stop the bus. One militant carrying firearms entered the bus shouting, "Who is Malala? I am going to shoot. Who is Malala? Identify." All the young children were at fear. They were crying. They don't know what to do. One little girl stood up saying, "I am Malala." This ruthless animal, without even considering the age of the girl, started shooting at her. 2 bullets, one in her shoulder and one went through her head. She fell down, full of blood. All the girls who were with the bus started screaming and yelling for help. Finally, she was airlifted to a hospital in Peshawar, where she was given medical attention. She was unconscious and doctor was fearing she could die at any moment. Thankfully, help came from various parts of the world, and she shifted on 15th October 2012 to Birmingham Hospital, which is a specialized military hospital where she is undergoing treatment. Because of the prayers from around the world, she is getting better. She was standing as a single girl at the age of 14 fighting for the education. She thought education is a birthright. Gordon Brown, the Prime Minister of British government, who is the current US envoy, started a scheme called I Am Malala. The idea of the scheme is to educate children. More than 61 million children are working in hazardous environment. 16 million children don't even have a primary education. Out of that, more than 4 million are handicapped students. So the government wants to ensure the 61 million children who could not get the primary education are able to study. Could be various reasons, could be social, economical, or political, or religious reasons. The UN wants to ensure the children get their education. This movement is being spread out widely, and we are Malalas. I am proud to be a Malala, where I am doing every bit of my side to spread the education for these poor children. Internationally, more support is being given from NGOs across the globe. Now, Malala movement is getting more and more famous, and every one of you in this room, I assume that you are in this position because of your education, what you got in your life. So I personally request, it's a time that we all stand together and do our little bit of whatever is possible so that we can help these young children to get a primary education. It could be a small money donation you can give to any NGO, or you can give to our trust, or even you can directly give to the person whom you are connected with. It could be in your house, it could be at your workplace. If we all stand together, we can definitely change this. And the plan is by 2015, they want to educate the 61 million children. I would like to show you this. This is the young girl who was shot a few weeks back. And I am proud to say, I am Malala. Over to you.